I call to order this August 12th meeting of the North Allegheny School Board. Please rise and join us in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. We will start with our calendar review. We have our regular meeting this evening. On September 9th, we have a work session and a special voting meeting. And that night, we will also have a Facilities for the Future update. And then on September 23rd, we will have our regular meeting. Next, we will move on to speakers on voting items. We had one person pre-register to speak this evening, Mr. Harrison. You know the drill. This is not a back and forth. You have 5 minutes as a pre-registered speaker. Please state your name and address.
Good evening. John Harrison, 1473 Hedwig Drive, Ellison Park. Some concerns on how we do business. Tonight, you're going to be doing a condensed agenda. So you're going to vote on everything with one mighty swoop of your pen. I request that under Section D, number 40, be pulled out and voted on separately. So you do have a choice, instead of it being your vote is covered on everything, that you can actually say yay or nay on this particular item. Because that's the only thing with condensed agendas, you really don't have much of a voice to say as a school board member, because it's all or none. So it depends on how it weighs on you on whether or not you want to vote on that. Under that policy for Manual 900, title public comments at board meetings, Code 903, adopted August 24th, 1994. Most of the people here were not in the district at that time. It was last revised May 20th of 2024. Last revised before that was April 18th of 2022. Prior revision was 11/15 of 21. If you were to go to the district's website right now, the way that is written, it currently states, there's no red lines out there. The document has been changed, but there's no documentation showing that the document has been changed, saying it's under revision or anything else. That document currently states, as a speaker, you have 3 minutes to speak. That is incorrect. That document should still be stated as 5 minutes. It's not. Second, there is no red lines out there for if you were somebody that missed the first meeting for the first reading to actually see what changed. That's the second thing that's wrong. So we need to go and figure out what our process is for when we're making changes to this. Unfortunately, I've not had the time to go and look at all the other ones you're going to be voting on tonight for board policies. Do we do the same thing for all of those? And if we did, where are the red lines? Where's the revision history of that document? Do I got to do a right to know to go and get the revision history of that document to see how we've made the changes? I shouldn't have to as a taxpayer. I shouldn't have to bother the secretary to go and get that, but it has to come to the board first. Go, you know what? We're going to drag our feet on making that available. So I'm asking for you to strip that out tonight. You can vote freely then on that. Had we not had 5 minutes to speak as public members, I can say, other than Libby Blackburn being here, I have been at more school board meetings than anybody else on this board. I even have you beat, Elizabeth, because there were meetings that you were not at after Peebles closed, after Peebles stayed on. If not, you would be the second. You would be the second. But the items that we actually had people out and being able to speak, that people doing things that were important, was Peebles. Imagine what it would be like if we had Peebles closed today. Just think about that. If people didn't step up and speak out, Peebles would be closed today. The school librarians, secretaries. That was another meeting that we had a lot of people at. Actually, they were standing room only because they were standing outside. I stood outside and listened to what went on. The national debate team asking for funding and help. Those kids were some of the best speakers we've ever had in this room. Had you limited them to what they said, where would we be? And then we had the infamous 2020 COVID. Most of the members that are here were not on the board at the time. There were some actually quite interesting meetings. So people being able to voice their opinion makes a difference. It helps the district. It helps you do your job. It helps the taxpayers understand what's going on. Going to 3 minutes is not enough. If there's more than one item on the agenda for the evening, 3 minutes is not enough to talk about it. Thank you.
Is there anyone else in the audience who would like to speak on a voting item for up to 2 minutes? All right. Seeing none, we will move on to the approval of the minutes. Ms. Hardy.
Thank you, Mrs. Warner. This evening, the board will vote to approve the minutes for the June 3rd, 2026 meeting, and I so move.
Any questions or comments on this item? Seeing none, we are ready for the vote.
Second.
Thank you. Now we're ready for the vote.
The vote is open. Mrs. Blackburn, how would you like to vote?
I'll be in aye.
Thank you. The vote is closed and it passes unanimously.
Next, we have a consent agenda proposed for this meeting. Would anyone like to make a motion on the consent agenda?
Second.
Would anyone like to make a comment on any items that are in the consent agenda?
Yeah.
Dr. Gibbs.
So there are a few things that, there are a few things that were not included in the previous meeting that need to be called out. Those are in particular items number 1, 2, and 3. So number 1 is the appointment of Stephanie Svilar as the Supervisor of Special Education and Gifted Education. Number 2 is the appointment of Robert Yashenko as the Principal of Ingomar Middle School. And number 3 is the appointment of Joseph Sebastian as Assistant Principal at North Allegheny Senior High. So those were not discussed at the last meeting because we did our final interview after that meeting. So that is on here. I also wanted to mention there was one retirement I think was not mentioned at the last meeting, and that is Art Wessel. Art Wessel is retiring after 36 years with NA, most recently as the head custodian at Ingomar Middle School. So I want to wish him well in his retirement.
Thank you, Mr. Gibbs. Would anyone else like to speak on any item in the consent agenda? Ms. Reed.
So
I believe Mrs. Blackburn had some comments planned, but is having technical difficulties.
First computer won't work, and now the second
Your
one.
your mic is not on, Mrs. Blackburn. Did you want to,
I was going to read a paragraph in our policy, and it does state in the paragraph that the board at any time can, I wanted to read it verbatim, but the board can choose to give more time. And anytime we have ever had an issue, our board has chosen to have plenty of time for everyone to speak. For instance, right now, as we're talking about all of the renovations, we have multiple meetings in different buildings. We absolutely do not want to curtail any discussion with anyone from the public, and we invite discussion. We invite emails from anyone. I actually love getting emails. I read every single one, and it allows us to, really look, you don't miss anything. Okay, they made that point. Let me look at this and so forth. So I enjoy getting emails, and I always answer my phone anytime anyone chooses to call me. So I certainly don't want to curtail any discussion. I'm sure no one else does either, although I can only speak for myself. But on behalf of the board, I'm quite sure that that's true. And if they read the policy, they'll see it does allow us to give more time. And interestingly, so I believe I am the only person here who was here for the infamous People's discussion, which went past 2 a.m. The one maybe nice thing about making it a little bit less time is if somebody needed more time, we can allow it. But on something where we have, let's say, 100 possible speakers, instead of us choosing to end that board meeting and pick another day, we would probably be able to hear from everyone if we made the time a little bit smaller. We were looking at what other school districts did, and most of the other districts have 2 or 3 minutes is when we were looking it up. We even discussed this a little bit at Beatty. Because we can allow more time, I am fine with this. And I truly believe every board member would allow more time if needed for any subject, because that's our job. We want to hear from the public. That we can't be sitting here and not want to hear.
Thank you, Mrs. Blackburn. Anyone else? Dr. Gibbs?
Yeah, so also I agree with everything you just said. And it's my understanding that in any consent agenda, a board member can move to pull an item out for individual vote. I don't believe that there's any prohibition from that. It has been requested that we vote separately on item 40, the second read of policy 903. I have no objection to doing that. And if that will help people in the audience feel more comfortable with our process, then I will move that we vote separately on that item if people want to do that.
Is that the proper procedure? Would anyone like to second that motion?
I'll second.
So now we vote on whether to pull it out or not. And
I'm abstaining from item number 23 in the
we're not
consent
voting on
agenda.
that now.
Oh,
Right now, we're
okay.
voting on
I'm
whether
still trying to get this
we're
computer.
voting on whether to pull out the vote on policy 903.
That's
So
fine.
now I believe Ms. Weidman will do a roll call vote on the motion to pull the item. This is a vote on pulling, or is this a vote on just that item?
You are voting on just pulling this item out from the regular agenda to consider it separately. And the next step would be to consider this particular 9-0 policy item separately and comment on it.
Mhm.
So this can be just a voice vote. You don't need a
Okay,
roll
the
call
vote
vote
vote.
on this.
Okay.
All in favor of separating out, I believe it was item number 40, policy 903, second read?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Now you can
Have additional discussion on that item.
put that on the excuse me.
Oh, now we need to move that item.
Move it onto the floor, and then you can discuss it.
Thank you, Mr. Melo. So would anyone like to move policy 903? Thank you, Dr. Gibbs. Do we have a second? Second. Okay.
Again,
No.
just a voice vote.
No, now we get to discuss the item and then vote on the item, correct? Okay. Does anyone else have comments to make on policy 903? Okay. I do. Mrs. Blackburn stole some of my thunder, but I agree with her especially, and I'm especially appreciative of how this policy does give us the flexibility to increase the time if we wish. And to answer some of the questions that came during the comment period, this policy is a new policy, which is why you do not see a red line from a previous version. One of the advantages of email is sometimes you can be better prepared for questions that may come up during the comment period. I believe that when we revised policy, I think it's 006, that policy had the comment period in it, and we took that out. I believe that's the case because this is a new policy.
I have it here if you want to see it. What's on the district website right now?
Maybe I'm mistaken, but I believe the comments, the The description of what the comments were previously, and the comment period was previously in policy 006, and there was no policy 903 before. Ms. Weidman, can you confirm that? Because this does say a new policy.
That is correct.
We didn't have
903 is a
policy
new
on time.
policy.
That's
Correct.
correct. This
Yes.
is new.
And so
There's a
currently, we do not have anything in our policies that just say what amount of time there should be. No, no. And so I want to also, I had some comments that I wanted to prepare, that I had prepared, and I would like to point out that several local districts limit the comment period to a certain time, like half an hour, or have a cutoff at a certain time of night, like 11 p.m. I have absolutely no interest in doing that. I want everyone to have their chance to speak. I've been at multiple meetings that lasted past midnight. That's not a convenient time for most of the people in our community. I want to make meetings that are accessible that are more accessible by allowing more opportunity to speak at a time that works for them. And I will also echo Mrs. Blackburn's comments about emails, the board being grateful for emails. Please feel free to email copies of the comments you make at the board meeting to our board secretary, Ms. Meidman, before or after the meeting. When I receive an email from the community, I always read them. I look up the references. I click on any links you send. And if something intrigues me, I do my own research to get more information on that topic. If you are unable to finish your remarks in the allotted time, it also provides you an opportunity for you to elaborate on your points or make additional comments. Regardless of how you communicate with us, the board is committed to listening to our community. And if no one else has any comments, then I believe we are ready for the vote.
Sorry.
The vote is open. And this again is just for the second read of policy number 903. Aye. Thank you. Mrs. Thays? That's okay. The vote is closed and the item passes unanimously.
Thank you, Ms. Weidman. We have already moved the consent agenda, correct? So now I will ask if there are any more comments on any other items in the consent agenda. I think, and I will have some comments after we vote on some HR items. Do you have something else?
I would like to abstain from item number 23, please.
Thank you, Mrs. Blackburn. Any other comments on the consent agenda? Okay. Seeing none, we are ready for the vote.
May I ask, because I had to close that window, could I be reminded of who moved that and seconded that consent agenda the first time?
It was Bob.
I didn't do it.
I thought it was
Thank
Bob and
you.
Paige.
Thank you. I apologize for that. Okay, the vote is now open. The vote has closed and all items pass unanimously.
Thank you, Mrs. Weidman. Our information-only items are the same as last week. And so now we will move on to special reports by the board. The solicitor will provide an electronic report.
It would have been supplied today, but we ran into technical difficulties, and I'm a technical difficulty.
It seems this table seems to have the
Yes.
technical difficulties.
Yes, I need to go later. I need to.
We're going to start with Mrs. Thays so that Mrs. Blackburn can pull up her information. Mrs. Thays, can you give us the NA Foundation report and the legislative report?
Oh. Do you want to go back?
Sure, I would like to go back. I'm so sorry. I really wanted to congratulate Dr. Silvar, Mr. Yashenko, and Dr. Sebastian for their appointments. We all had the opportunity to interview them last week. I was impressed by all three of them and thrilled to welcome them to the North Allegheny team. Congratulations on your appointments. Would any of you like to share some comments with the community? Dr. Sewell, go ahead.
Good evening, everyone. Simply saying thank you hardly seems adequate, but really, I just want to offer my heartfelt thanks. And I'm just so truly, truly grateful to continue to serve this district, the students, staff, parents. I'm really excited about this new opportunity to continue to grow in my own leadership and just continue to serve. I know I just have an awesome team behind me, and I'm really, really excited. So thank you, thank you, thank you.
And I just also wanted to take a moment to thank the board, superintendent, the entire admin team. The whole hiring process was awesome. It is an honor to join NA. It's been a lifelong dream, and I'm really looking forward to getting started. So thank you again.
Good evening, everyone. First and foremost, I want to thank all of you, the school board administration, for welcoming me to the North Allegheny family. I have my wife, Lindsay, and my daughters live in Halle with me tonight. My son had baseball practice and couldn't make it. But I am truly honored and excited to join the team and step into the role of principal at Inglemoor Middle School. I look forward to working with the students, the staff, and families to provide a positive and engaging environment so that all students can thrive. And it's a privilege to be a Tiger. So thank you.
Thank you all for being here tonight. Now we will move on again to our special reports by the board. Mrs. Thays.
Thank you, Mrs. Warner. The NA Foundation, I just wanted to share a couple of dates to put on your calendars now. In September, the Golf Classic is coming up, so that's Monday, September 21st. October 24th is a Saturday. That will be our annual Trick or Trot. And January 28th, 2027 is the Distinguished Alumni Gala. So please add those to your calendars now. There's more information on the North Allegheny Foundation website. Brief legislative update. Pennsylvania's new state budget was signed July 12th with continued investment in public education, including $565 million in adequacy and equity funding, increases for basic and special education, and $100 million for school safety and mental health. The accompanying school code also brings some changes to districts, including 30 minutes of daily recess through 5th grade, new bullying and cyberbullying requirements, and eventually a statewide inventory of school facilities. Two things not in the budget but worth watching out for this fall are statewide cell phone restriction and school vouchers. The House has already passed the cell phone legislation, so that conversation is likely to continue when the legislature returns. Thank you.
Mrs. Blackburn.
Thank you, Mrs. Warner. We have not had an A.W. Beatty meeting, so no report there. But before we know it, we'll be into football season and our Hall of Fame will be coming up. So we're going to give more information on that coming up, and everyone is invited, and the athletic office sells tickets to the banquet. It'll be again at the Greek Orthodox Church, and it's always wonderful right on homecoming weekend. Thursday will be the banquet, and then we have the game, and it's a great activity. Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Blackburn. And I assume we have no CAC update because there has not been a meeting. Excellent. Okay, now we move on to speakers on non-voting items. We have no pre-registered speakers. Is there anyone in the audience who would like to speak on any topic for up to 2 minutes? Mr. Harrison.
Good evening. John Harrison, 1473 Hedwig Drive, Allison Park. If you've been on campus, anywhere on campus within the district over the last 2 weeks, and you listen anywhere between the hours of 8 and 4, you can hear the marching band up on the hill practicing. Rain, hot, sunny days, shady days, lightning and thunder, putting together their show for the year. If you are available this Friday, I would recommend that you go to the parent preview. or the community preview really is what it is. That'll be held up at Nash at the football stadium. The show starts at 7:00 until they're done. It's a great time to go out and meet the community, meet the kids, and see what they've been working on all summer. These kids have dedicated more than 40 hours a week in the heat. They're probably putting actually in as many hours as the football team is. And if it's raining or whatever, they keep just trudging through it. So I recommend that you get out, see those kids, thank them for what they do. They represent the district, the 180 plus kids. And the fortunate thing is we have a lot of home games this year, and they're all run right back to back. So if you miss them one week, you get to see them the next week. But come out, cheer the kids on, and make a difference to the district. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Harrison. I will be there, and I highly recommend this event. Is there anyone else in the audience who would like to speak for up to 2 minutes on any topic? All right. Then we move on to announcements and reminders. I know I have one announcement. Does anyone else have any comments they would like to make? Ms. Hardy.
Thank you, Mrs. Warner. I just wanted to say how much I'm looking forward to next Tuesday, the first day of school. Wishing everyone the very best, students, staff, teachers, admin. It's going to be a great day.
Anyone else? This is Dr. DeLuca's last meeting, and I would like to thank her for her years of service to North Allegheny. She has provided stability in a position that's had significant turnover while I've been on the board. The Student Services Department covers a wide umbrella of services, including counseling, nursing, gifted, and especially special education, where Amy has supported our students with significant needs and where there are frequently challenging situations without simple solutions. She's reorganized her department so it can better serve students, and our kids have been her top priority. I'm so grateful for her service. Congratulations on your retirement from North Allegheny, and best of luck in your new endeavors.
I think that might be the only standing ovation I'll ever get. Thank you. I just want to say, I was just telling a few of my colleagues that I'm a little bit emotional. This position has been the highlight of my career. And the people that work here are second to none. And I hope to maintain those relationships as I move on to Point Park in my retirement. But this has been absolutely phenomenal, and I thank you for allowing me the opportunity. I think you're in good hands. When we reorganized, we were able to really support that team and that changeover. So thank you for everything. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. DeLuca. And I'm assuming there are, Dr. Gibbs?
Thank you. I just want to make sure we welcome our student board reps. I believe this is your first official meeting serving as the student board rep. So welcome to both of you, and we'll try not to beat you up too much. Hopefully you'll have a good experience, and look forward to seeing you at all the other meetings.
Thank you, Dr. Gibbs. Yes, welcome to both of you. Does anyone else have any announcements or reminders? All right, seeing none, we are adjourned.